Hello, hello, hello. This is Rita JL. I want to take this opportunity to welcome you in Rita Finance YouTube channel. And if you're new to this channel, warmly welcome. Subscribe to it. And if you're a regular viewer and you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please feel free to do so. Share this video with your friends, loved ones, workmates, schoolmates, relatives, or with anyone who you think is going to benefit from the teachings that are being provided in this channel. Don't forget to like this video as well and click the notification button so that you can be notified once we upload new video in this channel. Fela, I'm glad that you're keeping up with the RITA series. And just like a movie series, today we are releasing our 13th episode. Thank you, Fela, for being here and for keeping up with each episode in this series. I'll also like to take this opportunity to thank the people behind the scenes for taking time to prepare this video. Thank you for a good soundtrack that is heard behind the sound of my voice. Thank everyone for your contribution. Fela, in the previous episode, we studied about how to talk about money issues with our kids, and we are looking at twins. In today's episode, I want us to take a step ahead to see how we can discuss money issues and how they can learn money management issues to our kids who are teens or famously known as teenagers. As we really need to install personal finance skills to our kids, especially if now you are having a Generation Z in your house or Generation Alpha. It's better for you to know how to teach your kids how to have good money management skills. So to begin with, I'll start by defining a word teen. So according to Cambridge Dictionary, a person's teens are a period in which they are aged between 13 years and 19 years. Fela, as we recall in the previous episode, we said you should look at the age proportion of your child to know what are the things that you should discuss with your kid in relationship to the appropriate age which your kid is at. So Fela, as you are having a teenager in your house, know that as your child ages, he or she will experience different issues in their life regarding the money, as you as a parent also experience different scenarios as a teenager. So they will have different experience, including managing the funds which pass through their hands, and the most of early funds which pass through their hands is the pocket money or allowance which is given to kids at school. So when your teenager begins to be issued a pocket money for school, it's time to help them to learn and develop healthy management skills by sharing your views regarding savings, investments, and sharing. Also, you can use this time to help your kids improve their money management skills by sharing your past mistakes which you had done with money and what lessons you learned from them. Remember, these teenagers are also called young adults as they are in their stage of keeping up with adulting. So your experience as you are growing up, you can use that to teach your child on what you went through as a teenager as well when you are at the age when he or she is at now. Fela, also let your kid know that they can always turn to you for financial information and advice. This is because they consider you as an adult and you have gone through so much in life. So let them know that whenever they need a financial advice or information, they can turn out to you. So help your teens to manage money well. And a proper tool or an early tool which you can use to help your kid manage money is the use of pocket money. So kids are usually provided with pocket money allowance when they're in the primary school or in secondary school. So giving kids pocket money provide them with an opportunity to learn and practice money management skills that they will need throughout their life. It may be on a small and a manageable scale. The pocket money help your kid to make their own financial decision with the money which you are giving up, and they can also make mistake with that money, and they can they can face the consequences of it while they are at school. So by this way, it can help a kid to learn what mistake that they have gone through and what they can do to improve in case they're given another pocket money when they are coming for the next semester or next term. Basically, the idea behind an allowance is to let children practice money management skill. But the question may rise, how much should I give my kid as pocket money? It is recommended that you determine the appropriate amount by making a list of what are essentials to buy and how much they can spend. Recall from the previous video when we discussed about needs and wants. So the essentials, make a list of all the essentials that your child might need in school. So the allowance should cover both the essential and non-essential items like snacks and sodas. So the essential items might be money for lunch, money for tea break, or money for purchasing textbooks, or money for haircuts, especially when your kid is at boarding school. You may give them money for haircuts. So consider all the expenses which your kid is going to incur at school and which are essential, and include them in the list, and the cost of each item, add them, and also add a small amount of fun that your kids as teenagers, they usually like these snacks so that they can bought them, but they should not be in a large scale compared to the essentials. So make the needs to be more than the wants. Now how can you guide your child on how to use the pocket money? So rather than giving them the idea that pocket money can be spent any way that they like, as most of the parents usually tell their kids, you can give them 3 jars or 3 envelopes, 1 for spending, 1 for saving, and 1 for giving or sharing. Talk about the importance of each envelope, and talk about they should be able to spend responsibly, and what is the importance of save, and why is it important to give. So on top of that envelope, if you cannot afford to have a jar, write a name of write an envelope, like this envelope A, it's for saving, this envelope B is for spending, this envelope C is for giving or for sharing. I will start with the envelope for giving. Encourage your kid to make a habit of giving back to God. Advise them that they should give back 10% of their pocket money back to God. So by setting aside this money for tithe, it will create in them a good culture of giving tithe when they grow up, or as they grow up, and they meet the freedom of having their own money when they're working or when they're doing their businesses. So by setting aside 10% of the pocket money as for tithe, you create in them a culture of giving tithe. Also, in the same envelope, encourage them to set aside money for offertory, especially when they are going to church. They should have some money for offertory. Encourage them to have the habit of giving to charitable causes, and how they would make a difference in the world by giving. Remember that the earth is the Lord's and everything that is in it, according to Psalms 24 verses 1 to 2. The second envelope is the envelope for saving. Encourage your child to routinely save part of the pocket money they receive, but you can guide your child to save part of the money that you're giving him as pocket money. Have them understand that no one knows what the future holds, so it's smart to have a smart saving. If they set aside money immediately every time they receive, they won't be tempted to spend it. The third envelope is the envelope for spending. Teach your child that they should spend responsibly and help a child recognize the difference between needs and wants and spending priorities. So as I said in the previous video, I explained the difference between needs and wants. And in the spending part, is the most part where most of the funds are usually lost. So encourage your child to have spending responsibly, that they should spend most of their money in needs and few in wants. So fella, by gradually giving them more financial responsibility, they will gain experience in planning, in making choices, and learning to live independently. It's never too early to begin teaching your child about the basics of good money management. Remember, fella, we said in the previous episode that around age 10, help your child understand the concept of interest, that how money increases by interest, by putting a certain amount of money in a certain bank, and it increases by the interest which is provided by that bank or by a mutual fund. So help them understand the concept of interest and the money that they are saved, or you can send them to the bank which you have opened account with them and deposit it in the bank account so that it can increase with interest. And that's the primary way where a kid can start making their own money from the interest that they're receiving from bank. It might be a little amount, but this is an early stage of teaching a child how to multiply money by interest rate. Also, as they practice these financial skills, and we can introduce them to the formal financial system or to the mutual funds which they are around in your country, it can instill with them the sense of knowing more products which are offered by different financial institutions and mutual funds, so that as they grow up, they use those mutual funds and banks to access different type of financial products which are provided by the financial institutions. Fella, it's not too late to help your kid to learn about finance. Remember, he is still young and he has the whole future ahead of him or her. So let your kid practice these financial skills early, during his tweens and during his teen age, so that as he grows up and reaches the age he goes to varsity, he can spend more wisely their funds, and he can use and set financial goals and use money effectively, and they cannot make mistakes which you had done during your growing up as a parent. Thank you, fella, for listening to this audio. Fella, don't forget to keep it locked with the RITA series, and till next time, see you.